You've both got jobs. You've both got 401ks. You've both got that little green number ticking up every payday. So why does it feel like you're saving for two completely different futures instead of one shared one? Here's the number nobody tells couples. Two incomes don't make one retirement plan. They make two retirement plans quietly fighting each other for the same house, the same vacations, the same, we'll figure it out later. Meet Priya and Sam. Married 5 years, combined income $150,000. Priya makes $95,000, Sam makes $55,000. On paper, they're a power couple. In practice, they've never once run the numbers together. They each have a 401k. They each pick their own contribution percentage. Nobody's coordinating anything. And that gap is about to cost them more than either of them realizes. Here's the first blind spot. Sam's company matches 4%. Priya's matches nothing. Most couples split retirement contributions evenly, dollar for dollar, because it feels fair. It isn't optimal. Every dollar Sam doesn't put toward that match is free money left on the table, permanently. If the household is going to prioritize one account for extra contributions, it should be the one with the match, not the one that feels like it should carry more weight because it's the bigger paycheck. Priya's higher salary means nothing if her account is getting zero help from an employer. Run the math. Sam earns $55,000. A 4% match means if he contributes 4%, roughly $2,200 a year, his employer adds another $2,200 on top, instantly. That's an immediate, guaranteed 100% return on that portion, something neither of them will find anywhere else in the market. If they'd instead put that same $2,200 into Priya's unmatched account because she makes more, it should grow faster, they'd have quietly walked away from $2,200 in free money every single year. Over 20 years, even before investment growth, that's $44,000 in match money left on the table. Skip it, and you're not being cautious. You're declining a raise. Second blind spot. And this is the one that actually determines whether they retire on time or not. Sequencing. Priya is 7 years older than Sam. If they both retire the same calendar year, that's not one retirement. That's Priya retiring 7 years early relative to her own savings runway, or Sam working 7 extra years to cover her. Nobody planned that. It just happens by default because retiring together sounds nice, and nobody ran the actual math on what it costs. This is where couples get quietly punished by something called sequence of returns risk. Except now it's doubled. Say they both plan to retire in the same year, and that year happens to open with a flat, ugly market, the kind we've seen before. Both of them are drawing down from their portfolios simultaneously, selling shares at depressed prices, at the exact moment those shares are worth the least. There's no second paycheck left in the house to cover the gap while the market recovers, because they both walked away from work in the same 12 months. A single earner retiring into a bad decade is a risk. Two earners retiring into it simultaneously, with zero income cushion between them, is a bet placed twice on the same coin flip, in the same year, with no one left to catch the fall. Compare that to staggering it. If Sam keeps working through Priya's first 7 retirement years, his salary and his continued contributions become the household's shock absorber. If the market dips right as Priya stops working, she's not forced to sell at the bottom, because Sam's paycheck is still covering the gap. By the time Sam retires 7 years later, the market's had time to do what markets do. Same two people, same total savings, completely different amount of risk, just from changing the order of operations. Third blind spot. Social Security. Most couples treat it like an afterthought, something to figure out at 62 over coffee. But spousal and survivor benefits change the math on who should delay and who shouldn't. The higher earner's benefit becomes the survivor benefit for whichever spouse lives longer. That means Priya delaying her claim, even if Sam claims earlier, isn't just about her monthly check. It's insurance for both of them, because whoever outlives the other inherits the bigger number. Treating both benefits as identical individual decisions ignores that they're actually one household decision with a survivor clause built in. Now here's the honest counter case, because this isn't a call to merge everything, and pretend you're one financial identity. There's real value in each partner keeping some independent retirement footing. If the relationship ends, if one partner is laid off, if priorities diverge later, having your own fully funded account isn't paranoia, it's resilience. Couples who over-optimize for combined efficiency and underinvest in individual security sometimes find that out the hard way, at the worst possible time. Coordination isn't the same thing as dependency, and the two get confused constantly. So the goal isn't merge everything. It's stop pretending two separate accounts add up to one coordinated plan just because you're married. Here's what that actually looks like for Priya and Sam. Sam contributes enough to capture the full match first, non-negotiable, before a single extra dollar goes into Priya's account. After that, extra savings get split based on who's more tax-advantaged that year, not who makes more or who should save more. If Priya's in a higher bracket, extra dollars into her pre-tax account do more work, shielding more income right now. If Sam has access to a Roth and lower current income, extra dollars there compound tax-free for longer, and he's paying a lower tax rate on the way in than he probably will later. On retirement timing, they stop assuming together and start modeling two separate dates with one shared number. How much income does the household need, and from which accounts in which years? Priya's plan might mean drawing down her own accounts for those first 7 years solo, while Sam still works and still contributes, effectively letting Sam's income cover both of them through Priya's overlap window, instead of forcing an artificial joint finish line that neither of their actual balances supports. And on Social Security, they run the actual numbers instead of guessing. If Priya's the higher earner, delaying her claim to 70 isn't about her ego or her health. It's about locking in the largest possible number for whichever of them is left holding the survivor benefit decades from now. That decision alone, delaying versus claiming early, can swing the eventual survivor's monthly check by hundreds of dollars for the rest of their life. None of this is complicated math. It's just math nobody does because "we're a team" quietly becomes an excuse not to look closely. Being a team doesn't mean identical strategies. It means one plan built around two different realities, two different tax brackets, two different retirement clocks, and one shared outcome. So here's what to actually do this week. Pull up both 401k statements side by side. Check who's getting a match and who isn't. Check your two retirement ages against each other and ask what year the older partner turns 65, not what year feels right together. And run your own numbers, because the version of two salaries you're currently living isn't a plan. It's two people quietly hoping it works out the same way. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. Just the math and a pattern I keep seeing play out. If you want the deeper breakdown on how I build these numbers out for people, that's what the community in the description is for. If this changed how you think about your own household's numbers, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, whose 401k match are you currently leaving on the table?